Start the pre-ride inspection at the front of the bike. Check the front wheel for trueness, spoke tightness, and tire pressure. Tire pressure can be adjusted to preference, but should be around 14 psi. Check both front forks for leaks or damage. Rotate the wheel and check the front wheel bearings for smoothness. Also try to move the front wheel side to side as shown. If any kind of play is felt between the wheel and the axle, the wheel bearing will need to be replaced. Check both front wheel bearings. At this point, you can also check your front axle fasteners. Now you can check out your brake rotor and pad condition. If there's less than 1 mm material between the brake pad backing and the rotor, replace the brake pads. Check your brake rotor and caliper fasteners. Try to move the forks in a front to back motion and check for play in the steering head bearings. Also make sure the bearing is a smooth operating motion. Check your swing arm, subframe, and engine mount fasteners for tightness. Inspect your rear shock absorber for any leaks or damage. Check tension and lubricate the chain as shown. Inspect both front and rear sprockets for fastener tightness and wear. Now try to move the rear wheel in a side-to-side motion. Check for any kind of play or movement in the swing arm bearings and the rear wheel bearings. Any noticeable movement in these areas means the bearing should be replaced. Check the rear tire for trueness, spoke condition, and tire pressure. Recommended tire pressure is around 14 psi. Inspect the rear brake system, same as the front. Check the rotor pads and fasteners. Make sure the brake fluid levels are above the lower line and check all related fasteners. A leaking telltale hole underneath the water pump will indicate a worn water pump seal. Now remove the rad cap and check to make sure the radiator is full of glycol-based coolant. Check the rad cap condition, make sure it's installed properly on the radiator spout. Free play at the end of your clutch lever should be at least 5 mm. Hot start lever free play should be at least 2 mm. Use the cable adjusters as shown to adjust free play. Set the throttle free play at 3 to 5 mm. Make sure the throttle doesn't bind and returns freely. Inspect control and handlebar fasteners for tightness. Next, remove the seat and check air filter condition. Clean or replace the air filter after every ride. Be sure to use a quality air filter oil. Before installing the air filter, clean the intake of any grit or debris. Replace the seat and torque the fasteners. With the fuel valve in the off position, drain the carburetor and check the float bowl for contamination. Be sure to use a drain pan to catch the draining fuel. If anything's found in the float bowl, the carburetor will need to be cleaned. Last step is to start the bike and let it idle for several minutes before checking the engine and transmission oils. Be sure to let the bike sit for at least 2 minutes before checking the oil level. Make yourself familiar with the proper procedure for your particular motorcycle.